Yo, yo, what's up, everybody, man? Welcome to Fade Hour episode 57. Man, we promptly going to title this The Massacre at MSG. And y'all know why, and y'all know we're going to get into it. But prior to that, I just want to make sure everybody is ready. So go ahead and get your drinks, get your smokes ready, because we about to bring y'all a fire ass episode. You already know who I am. I'm the golden voice. But let me step aside and let my homeboys go ahead and introduce themselves. Go ahead, man.
What up, world? This the one and only your boy News, representing Ringside Rave all day. Now, of course, as y'all have noticed, I have different variations of my intro. That depends on if I've smoked already, if I've drunk already, or if I'm sober. And unfortunately, your boy News is sober to start the show. But fortunately, I'm going to be totally faded within 10 minutes because Pat is about to get this work. Bomb Squad, let's
Hey,
go!
what up, y'all? It's your boy Smoke. Like news, I'm gonna switch up my intro. Doesn't need to be drunk or high or anything like that. But I do want to say I got the mimosa on deck, and that is actually a strain of weed. And rest in peace to Muhammad Ali, the GOAT. Today is 3 years since he passed. So rest in peace, and let's get to it.
Yo, what up, yo? It's Pat Scorpio, the New England representative. And, I'm chilling right now, just feeling good. Just have me a medium rare steak and some spinach pasta, chilling, though. But no drinking tonight, though. I gotta be a little righteous for the month, you know what I'm saying? Fasting and all that good shit. So, fasting during the day. So, if I drink liquor, that shit's gonna hit me too fast. So, yeah, for the time being. So, let's get to it.
What up? What up, y'all? You already know this your boy Pete, repping Ringside Rave, repping Bodega Boxing, and you know me. I got my water on deck. I got me my leftover food. You know what I'm saying? I got me some white fish with some black peas and rice and some macaroni salad, and I'm ready to go because today is the fuckery night. So I'm ready. Judgment Day.
Judgment Day.
Hey,
What up, y'all? It's Leon. Follow at the Champ Side on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook.
Hey man, yo, Pete, your intro was sounding like Pat's normally does with his like selective palette of moon food.
Man,
I had leftovers, so I knew this was going to be a dope podcast. I know this was going to be fuckery, so I can't come into fuckery on an empty stomach.
Words to live by.
bump that, y'all. Let's get right into it. Pat, the floor is yours, man. You already know we listen. The floor is yours.
It is mine. I mean, I can't. I mean, first of all, huge props to Andy Ray's Jr. I mean, dude came in. He was hearing all the comments. Fat boy, this fat bastard, and probably a whole bunch of other slurs. Coming toward his way, and people were just like, hey, he was just happy to be here. Even though he was collecting $8 million, and Joshua was just like, too cool. He was doing what he was doing. And how it played out, surprised the hell of me, surprised the hell of everyone. I mean, regarding with Femi, it's just like, what can you say? I mean, like he lost. I mean, he lost fair and square. There was nothing for me. There's nothing for me to defend or say about his performance. He was flat. He was disinterested. I mean, dude was either probably looking past Ruiz towards something else. God knows what. And he might have lacked in his conditioning. Who knows? But huge props to Andy Ruiz for rising to the occasion and doing what he did, and becoming the first Mexican heavyweight champion of the world. And like I said, for Ruiz, like I said, I've always thought he was skilled. Like there's no question about that. I said it over and over. The only other thing I said over and over about him is his conditioning. And like I was disappointed in his conditioning in the past. To me, it was leaning towards Chris Arreola status. And I always found it disappointing that the talent that man had was dwelled within a very fleshy body. You know.
Oh, that's crazy because he looked mad out of shape on Saturday, and Anthony Joshua, who he was fighting,
And
looked
then
like
the
he was
thing
in
also
great shape.
too, and also too, I mean, in his lone loss, pretty much conditioning lost him that fight with Joseph Parker too. So it was just like in my mind, I was just like, and of course I'm old school. You got to be conditioned to fight, but of course there are always the outliers to that comment, and to my own personal philosophy, something I've been taught, something I learned in the gym, and something like that. And Andy Ruiz is that outlier. So like I said, he came in fight condition because Joshua came in, ring rusty, not in condition, 9-month layoff, which irritates me to no end.
Apparently, he had a panic attack before.
It's just one of those things.
All right, y'all.
I
All right,
can't-
y'all. The violin is done. At the end of the day, Anthony Joshua came over here and got that ass whooped, man. We got to get to it, man.
I'm saying,
We ain't here for all this sad
he lost.
Tories and all this common talk, man.
He lost, and that's it is. He took it like a man, raised. He won. That's all.
He can't take shots to the body. He got the Amir Khan chin. Like, come on, man. Seth was looking very bad out there. The third round, you getting hit on the top of the head and you woozy, you drunk. He was on the fade out ever since the third round. He could have went live.
Yeah, it's heavyweights. Heavyweights hit hard.
Hey, man, right. But it's funny that the whole conversation has always been about the chin of every other heavyweight. When we've seen the evidence Anthony Joshua was hiding his chin, we've seen it against Dylan White. We've seen it against Klitschko. We've seen it in full effect on Saturday night versus Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz got off the couch to beat him. I mean, I don't even
active for a month. He only fought like a month before, so that's. I mean, he was already in fighting shape. So that's. That doesn't move me.
His fighting shape is whatever.
Vlad. Vlad is a monster puncher. I mean, anyone who's saying that a heavyweight fighter cannot take a straight right hand from Vlad and not go down unless they're roided up is lying to themselves. It's like the man has over 50 career knockouts. So if he gets, and Dylan White has a retarded left hook.
We've seen Joshua knocked out in the amateurs. We've seen a lot of evidence of Anthony Joshua hiding a weak chin. If he could work out his chin.
And the pros that Joshua only prior to anyways only went down to Klitschko, who's one of the hardest punchers in boxing. It was one of the hardest punching heavyweights.
Dylan White gave him the Bambi legs too, though.
So
that man Corey back to Africa.
It's like
it don't move.
Talking amateur doesn't move me either because, like I said, it's amateur. It's what you do in the pros.
Right, and we've seen it, and we've seen the evidence in multiple fights that we're naming. I brought up the amateurs one time. We named multiple fights here. This dude has been showing the shaky chin to the point where we spoke on the fact that Anthony Joshua.
I mean, other than that, the only time is Dylan White only wobbled him. He didn't even go down. And Dylan White can punch. It's not. I mean, I understand heavyweights who can punch can hurt each other. That's not really.
So I mean, what
really
that
thing to me, unless you're Oliver McCall with your chin, that doesn't really. That's not really an argument.
All right. So, Pat, kind of what you've been saying since this happened, for the people that don't know, is that in the 90s, a lot of the heavyweights took losses to each other, and that's how they got better. And I can totally see if you are an Anthony Joshua fan, that you would be looking at this like, okay, this is like his lad versus Corey Sanders, that kind of fight. The thing is the way that AJ lost, it didn't, at least to me, it didn't inspire any confidence that he would ever be able to get back to that level, because of just the way that he looked, i.e. the concussions he was getting. And then on top of that, he wasn't at that high of a level before he beat Ruiz. He was just one of the best heavyweights.
Who happened to hold all three of the belts.
Yeah, I mean, he got them.
That's pretty much. He was just one top heavyweights who happened to hold three of the four major heavyweight belts.
I mean, who did he beat to get him?
Man, that don't even matter, man. Listen, Pat don't got the floor, man. He in defeat here, man. Listen, we sat here and listened for 2 years. Yeah, you pump up this fake UK fighter who sat here and fought who? He beat Charles Martin. No, man. None of that, man. None of that, bro. None of that. I ain't trying to hear none of that. I heard 2 years worth of it.
I'm not hearing
I heard 2 years of it.
Joshua fought too many top fighters at heavyweight and actually took away 3 belts in order for people to say, "Oh no, he's not anything." Like, let's say Wilder. If you want to put, if you want to throw Wilder's equation, I'm not.
We ain't bringing that Wilder. You are. We talking strictly about Joshua.
Yeah, no.
And we talking about amateur.
Did everything within 23, 24.
Man, I don't care about. I don't care about the number of fights. He also been knocked out within 23 fights.
Did what he had to do.
He's also been knocked out within 25 fights.
He ruled his division to the best. Like, he was the one that made the fights, the unification.
He ruled his division.
He was the one that actually. There was actually unifications for him coming in there taking these belts.
Man, come on.
So there's nothing.
We just seen this dude. This dude is Andy Ruiz's leftovers.
Like this motherfucker was
He's Andy Ruiz's leftovers. He couldn't beat Andy Ruiz.
Yeah, he's fought. Yeah.
All right then. So you got to calm down with the talking because y'all can't talk from the perspective of like Anthony Joshua is this or that. He lost it by knockout to Andy Ruiz.
About Andy Ruiz. That there's no negative. He loses to Andy Ruiz. That's what
is a negative because we heard how you was talking about Andy Ruiz too.
I said that Andy Ruiz was talented. That's not negative to me. I said the nigga was talented. So
talented don't mean nothing. Talented. Every boxer is talented. Every boxer is talented.
I'm not taking no help on this.
Hold on. Well, I want to get Leon's and P's opinion on this as well before we drought it out.
Listen, man, that man lost. Man, that man lost by knockout, and he was clearly embarrassed by Andy Ruiz. There is no way an Anthony Joshua fan can have any type of talk today.
Oh, like, I am having talk today.
I mean, you could talk, but there's no meaning behind it.
I said it before that Joshua.
You said
he lost.
You talked all this trash about Anthony Joshua, and he lost to Andy Ruiz.
Trash too. Like
you sound.
All right,
yo.
Like I said, man, let's get P and Leon's thoughts, man. We gonna get to y'all, but definitely want to make sure they voice their opinion on Loud this past Saturday as well.
I mean, what more can we say? I mean, there's a lot more we could say, but the man had the crown. This was supposed to be his coming out. This was supposed to be his coming to America party, and he does this. Like, this is like coming to America when Eddie Murphy just moves into the slum in Queens, but he just stays in the slum in Queens. Like,
how many rounds did you give him?
0.
I didn't even score it. So this is one of the rare times that I didn't score it because I got in late that night and I caught like I remember when we did the night that night. I said I caught the last 2 rounds. So I ended up watching it the next day from full, but I didn't score it because I already knew the outcome.
Yeah, right.
So it started off after when Joshua knocked down Ruiz, everybody thought this was just going to be like every other Joshua fight. And then Ruiz came up and made a little bit of the jump. It almost seemed like he was baiting him a couple of times to come in, and when he came in with the short hook, and he then with the right to the temple, that was it. He hit him right in the temple. He was done after that. Like, he never recovered. Then his stamina just took away. Like, everything was just done. So I know people want to bring up the mental game, but we do kind of have to bring that up of, boxing is as much mental as it is physical.
It's more mental than physical.
Yeah, there we go. But the point is, the mental plays a big point and plays a big part. And mentally, something was off. I'm not Mr. Armchair Psychologist, but you could clearly tell at points he was just frustrated, or not really like frustrated, but his demeanor, he didn't want it. And when he spit out the mouthpiece, that's when I knew he was done. He quit. So I don't like to discuss quitters but he quit. When you spit out the mouthpiece like that, you're looking for a way out. Then going to his corner and looking at his corner. When you're looking at your cornerman instead of the referee, he didn't want it. So
let me ask you a question. Well, people call him a quitter, but he did get off the canvas every time he got knocked down.
I mean, listen. I've always said there's
Hell no, man.
levels of quitting.
He still had 15 minutes of ass whipping left. I don't need nothing. He got off 4 times in 7 rounds. He could have got off, you know.
I've always said that there's levels to quitting. You can quit without actually quitting. Like there's always different types of levels. You have, for example, the Roberto Duran level against Sugar Ray Leonard, and you have the Mikey Garcia level against Toledo. There's like different ways of saying you want out without actually saying you want out. And people that know this, like you can see in their eyes and see in their movement and see in their body that they didn't want anymore. And Joshua just seemed like he didn't want anymore. Yeah, he got up. Yeah, he got up and all that, but at that point when he got up, it was almost like he was kind of going through the motions, but the body just didn't. Maybe the only thing that maybe I could give him the benefit of the doubt is that maybe he wanted it, but the body did not. But I can't. There we go. Yeah.
Yo,
fuck you, Smoke.
Yo, Leon, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So first of all, congratulations to Andy Ruiz for becoming the first Mexican heavyweight champion.
Hold up 1 second. Didn't you hit on Andy in round 7?
I did.
Woo!
So I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on a little roll right now. So boxing has been underdogs this year. That's just what goes to show you. I was saying, man, we low key lost Loma versus Mikey, her versus Charlo, and then we just lost Wilder versus Joshua all in a matter of months. So, but anyway, man, on the fight, I know y'all talking about all the stuff around it, but being that I just rewatched the fight, man, all I can say is I don't think Anthony Joshua could beat Ruiz again.
Nope.
I don't think. I mean, excuse me. Let me rephrase that. I don't think he could beat him if they fought again. I think Ruiz is a better fighter than him. I'm looking at this fight, man. I'm so perplexed why Joshua can't land nothing significant on him outside of, the moment he had in round 3. He's got the length, he's got the size, but when he throws his jab, it's slow. It's slow. And as soon as he throws his jab out, here come Ruiz with 2 and 3 shots, and they hooks. And I noticed that the only real successful shots Joshua landed were hooks. When he was throwing the 1-2, which that's pretty much all he does, right? Yeah. All Ruiz was doing was standing right in front of him and coming towards him, and he was parrying the shots and knocking them down, and then he would throw his own hook. You just look at it, it's like that, like he's standing right in front of you, big fat dude, ain't gonna move laterally or nothing, and you can't land on him because, like y'all said, he too stiff. He got on too much weight. He had his mouth open, breathing hard. In the second round, his mouth is open, breathing hard, and I'm looking at this fight, like I said, and I'm imagining Deontay Wilder in there, and the way he's carrying his left arm down at his hip and only jabbing every now and then. He's not even out jabbing Ruiz. You know what I'm saying? And the right hand is right there, and Ruiz hit him on top of his head a bunch of times. And like I said, I seen the same thing in the Dillian White fight when he got hit. He had the same reaction. I mean, he showed I give him credit for getting up, but obviously I think he always gonna get tired because he always get tired. So he's not gonna improve on that. And then this man took the fight on short notice. So if he comes into shape on you and he knows you trying to come and get your belts back, I don't think he can beat Ruiz because he didn't solve. I know he was hurt early in the fight, but he couldn't figure out ways to land on Ruiz. And then he spent the majority of the fight circling around the ring. Yep. And you the bigger dude. Like, it was no physicality to his game. You know what I mean? And I don't think he could beat Fury. I don't think he could beat Wilder. And I don't think he's going to beat Ruiz again. And I think he's on the outside looking in. And Ortiz, if he fought Ortiz, he'd probably lose to him. And, I'm not hating on them, but hey, I think that they stole something from Deontay Wilder over this weekend because he deserved to have that moment. A shout out to Andy Ruiz because he came in and did what he had to do, but that was Deontay Wilder's stage to be crowned the king on. And y'all can say, oh, well, he should have took the deal. Well, this is part of the. So if Wilder took the deal, which y'all know he would have took the deal, y'all think this fight would have still happened? It was already booked, right? So. And this is one of the outcomes that could have happened. So Wilder's on the zone, and Joshua ain't got nothing to offer him.
Yeah, I mean,
First-
so
hold on,
hold up.
let me say this. Shout out to Trick showing up
boy.
again. You know what I mean? Perfect attendance award for the week.
My
You know?
homie.
So to get us out. Shout out to Hamed too. Ahmed actually wanted to get on the show. We got to get him on the show soon. We definitely gonna get him on the show. But go ahead, Smoke. I'm gonna let you continue.
Yeah. So let me just talk about the fight real quick and what I saw, which is real comparable to what everyone else saw. Since Anthony Joshua came on the scene, and I don't remember when that was. I think it was 2016, something like that. He was rushed into. He was fast tracked, not the same way Loma was, but he was fast tracked to a championship fight and all that shit. And he got his first belt. Then he got the other two, and he is still very much in development stage, right? Because if you look at that fight from the start, and by the start, I don't mean when the bell rang, I mean from when it was fucking his name was announced, Anthony Joshua is coming to the ring. Then there's like a 10-minute pause and all this stuff. Then he comes into the ring and he looks like he does not want to be there whatsoever. So just real quick for the UK people, much respect to the United Kingdom and all that, but you have to come to the United States to show out and prove that you really do belong in terms of boxing on a world level. And I think Anthony Joshua was real shell shocked about being on that big world stage. That, and I also think he got roughed up during sparring. To kind of reiterate what Leon said, Anthony Joshua looked lost that entire fight, except for when he landed the punch that put Ruiz down. When I rewatched it, he looked like he didn't want to be there after the first round. Like, anyway, whatsoever.
I got a question. I got a tricky question. So, seeing how a lot of people feel vindicated about AJ's flaws from this past Saturday, are y'all okay that he got exposed now, or were y'all mad because we didn't get the super fight and he got exposed on the bigger scene?
I personally, I'm
like, would you want to pay $100 and then come to fight, come to eight? You see what I'm trying to ask? Like, would you rather it happen now and we get the real big fight, or we get what people will feel like the fraud big fight after what we saw Saturday? So, you know what I'm saying? That's what I was just wondering. Like,
he gotta build himself back up, and I don't know how. Because
Anthony Joshua goes to the back of the line, in my opinion. Not back of the line like, oh, he's not ranked, but he's got to go and beat some dudes on like the Joseph Parker level to get back into championship contention. And I'm glad he got exposed now, because we've been saying that he really isn't that good for like 2.5 years.
But what about all that talk about his technicality and how he's so technical? And I didn't see none of that in this fight.
Whoever told
you that, it's kind of like a Gerald Washington 2.0. You know what I'm saying? It's just what Gerald Washington, he got the build and got the he just looks like a damn good boxer. But
or was that just because of what Wilder brought to the
game? Looks the part.
Imagine having all those muscles and not having anything to do with them. Pause.
The dude who looked like he didn't work out had better stamina.
Right. Yo, I'm just saying, like let's say he, you know what I'm saying, in the third round when Joshua got knocked down, he started the fourth and then just TKO Ruiz, just knocked him out the damn ring. Would you still feel like
because he came out and he didn't throw a punch in the fourth round?
I'm throwing it all out, man. Listen, man, it's my turn to talk. I'll let y'all all break down the fight. It's my turn. I'm tired of the excuses. The myth is dead. When is Anthony Joshua knocked out anybody in 4 rounds?
Besides Charles Martin, and that was not even knocked out.
Who tried to do against Carlos?
He don't have a KO, right? Yeah, he don't have a KO since the fight.
He fought Vladimir. Who did he fight after that? Carlos Takam. How did he look in that fight?
Brazil.
Did he look explosive? No, he fought Takam after Klitschko. He didn't look explosive then. He fought Joseph Parker after Takam. Did he look explosive? No, he didn't. He fought Povetkin. He got rocked versus Povetkin with no steroids.
Yeah.
He didn't look
You have-
explosive versus Povetkin, but I'm supposed to believe he's the Terminator, and because y'all like his muscles, That's it. Y'all like that man muscles, and that's it. Where in the performance do you see where he's number one in the world? Where's these technical elite skills? Where's the dominant explosive finishes that show you he's the man? This dude they got rumors of him having a panic attack. He's your champion? A dude that gets shook up because he go to New York?
Your daddy
Come on,
didn't.
man.
The
Don't
rumor-
talk to me about no Anthony.
the
Hey,
rumor
man, it's my
saying
turn to talk, man. I told y'all I'm about to get this drink in. I sat back. I've been cool. Y'all not about to talk to me about no Anthony Joshua because it's over. The whole myth is over. He's not somebody that's undefeatable. All you got to do is stand up to this little UK dude. His chin is shook. We seen Andy Ruiz stand there and take all of his shots. Andy Ruiz don't have no type of six pack at all. Who was bent over by body shots? Anthony Joshua
AJ,
was.
early and often.
Everything. Who got?
I mean, I'm pretty sure he had a 6-pack of Corona, but
you know what I
that's
mean.
about
Like
the only 6-pack.
The thing is, we talked about Andy Ruiz 9 months. We've seen fighters come off of 9 months and go right into fighting GGG and beating them. I ain't trying to hear about no 9 months. You fight Andy Ruiz. You the champion of the world, supposed to be the man, then show it. You didn't show it to America. Go back to the UK, try again. We ain't trying to see that. And American fans ain't trying to see him versus Deontay Wilder because a lot of American fans are casuals. The last time they see Anthony Joshua, he's getting knocked out by Andy Ruiz.
Let me ask
he's going
y'all
to
a
build
question,
himself up by
then.
beating up Joseph Parkers again in the
Where
UK.
we gonna place Ruiz at on the heavyweight list?
4th or 5th.
I mean,
Ruiz,
I'd probably put him underneath Tyson Fury right now in terms of who actually rules their division. You know, I mean, Ruiz
belts don't matter, man.
He's
we just seen that Saturday.
He's behind Fury unless Fury screws up himself.
Let's rank him by talent, real talent. Andy Ruiz is not better than Tyson Fury, and even if he beat Joshua, we're not putting him over Luis Ortiz. Even after Luis Ortiz last performance and Ruiz last performance, I still don't think Andy Ruiz would be a favorite over Luis Ortiz if they fought next.
Ortiz's performance was awful. Ruiz just knocked out a top heavyweight.
Right, but would Ruiz be the favorite over Luis Ortiz in their next fights if they fought right next?
Ortiz was fighting a
God, no.
I would give Ruiz a chance of actually beating Ortiz.
That's a good ass fight.
So you saying Ruiz would be your favorite for that?
I would have Ruiz winning that fight against Ortiz, definitely.
No,
Okay.
I didn't like against Ortiz.
I think he could win.
Nah.
I can't say nothing. I can't say, everybody get to make their own picks. Who am I to say who wins or not? But all I can say is I wouldn't favor him over Luis Ortiz. I just think that I'm just upset because everybody hopped on the Anthony Joshua bandwagon and pretended like these fights didn't happen. Ever since Klitschko and the 2.5 years off the couch, we've seen these fights. That's why I had to name them. Takam, Parker, Povetkin. Those were the fights. Brazil, Molina, Charles Martin, all that was among Dylan White. That was on the build up. That was before he even fought Klitschko. That's my point. Since he beat Klitschko, what has he really done to show us that he's the man, that he's that guy that you should fear? He hasn't.
And more so than that, because we were kind of comparing when Vlad lost his first fight versus when Anthony Joshua lost his first fight. Anthony Joshua is in his 6th year as a pro, something like that.
Right.
Yeah, and he has 22 fights or
Around that.
20. Yeah. I mean, so you point to it right there. I mean, when AJ, now granted, AJ can make a ton of fucking money, so I can see why. Actually, no, I can't. He should have been fighting every 3 months until he got a lot better. And I'm not talking about all name fights or all boutique fights or shit like that. I'm talking about like fights against scrappy veteran journeymen. They can give you just a rough fight. And once he got his belt, they put him into that fighting twice a year thing. I made a post on this forum we all posted on earlier today, and I was like, damn. Anthony Joshua took 9 months off after the Povetkin fight. Where the fuck do they do that? Where do they do that at?
I don't know, man,
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's the thing I agree with. Like, I don't know why he took 9 months off. I mean, he shouldn't take 9 months, and I think if that also plays because God knows what he's doing in his 9 months off. Just doing
Rapping.
I
I seen
mean,
him doing freestyles on Sway in the morning.
yeah. He was probably getting knocked out in sparring, which apparently happens a lot.
Yeah, I remember David Price put him to sleep.
Joey Daljeka or whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I said his name.
All those stories that we heard about AJ about a year ago, no, like 6 months ago, about him getting slept in sparring by like random cats. Like before, it was like, come on, man, you're talking about Olympic gold medalist Anthony Joshua. And then it's like, oh, well, if I land a punch on him, he might go down.
His defense is not that good. I mean, his
His
head is always
chin's even worse.
Yeah.
His head is always exposed. I mean, you look at where he
Mhm.
keeps his hands and how he throws his punches, and he can't bring his arms back fast enough because he's so big. And you got Ruiz, who actually got hand speed and can throw in combinations. That's why I say he can't beat Ruiz if they fight again. He cannot
Right.
beat this dude. I'm telling y'all.
I don't know.
Because you don't even see him putting himself in a position to get a
No,
KO
man.
unless it's
I
a
don't
nut
believe
punch
his
or a
trainer.
lucky punch.
After I watched the fight, I'm like, okay, I see the nerves, but every boxer gets nervous, right? Well, once I seen him, what he did when he knocked Ruiz down, and when Ruiz got back up, he tried to go for the kill, and he landed a clean ass right hand, rocked Ruiz again, and then that's when they got out of that exchange right there, and they separated. He threw a predictable ass 1-2, and that's when Ruiz hit him with that left hook that stunned him, and he never recovered after that. That's what I'm telling y'all. This dude was standing right in front of Joshua, and he couldn't land nothing effective the whole fight, man.
I mean, that's pretty much it. Just shit. If he would have thrown the jab and added in, a
He
right
can't throw in
cross.
combinations. He can't exchange with Ruiz. He not fast.
right.
No, I mean, if Anthony Joshua would have used the smart boxing game plan, he would have been fine. But I think because Wilder had the knockout that he did, AJ was going for that, and AJ simply isn't good enough to do that kind of shit.
But he wasn't fighting like he wanted a knockout. He was fighting.
No.
He was circling around the ring like he's a damn welterweight.
Hey man, I'm trying to make some.
Don't give him no
sense out of
excuses,
it.
man, because they built
No,
the
I
dude
ain't
up,
giving no
man. You
passes,
can't
man.
build a
Man.
guy up and
Imagine
then
if Wilder
give him all
lost
the
on
excuses.
Saturday to Andy
Yeah,
Ruiz.
in that
No,
fashion.
excuses.
Right,
Nah.
right.
Nah, we ain't got
Imagine
no
if-
time
Imagine
for
that.
excuses.
Imagine a Wilder loss to Brazil.
I mean,
Imagine he lost
that's-
to Andy Ruiz.
He got his
by
ass
knockout.
whooped. Not just
Getting dropped
lost,
4
got his
times.
ass whooped.
Yeah, exactly.
imagine if Wilder got PTSD from the dude who fucking fixes your toilet. I mean, let's keep it a
Man.
buck.
No, man, I'm not gonna say that about Andy Ruiz. I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this. Deontay Wilder had that same. I said Deontay Wilder. Anthony Joshua, when he was in that corner, he had the same look in his eyes that Eli Manning be having in his eyes after he throw like 2 or 3 picks, and the Giants is down. That same shell shocked face where he just looked like he's here but he's not here. Like this dude's like, what's going? Why do I feel like this? Because he's knocking you around the ring, my dude. What you talking about?
Yeah.
Why you feel like
My
this?
guy, he had
Concussion.
Why am I hurt?
concussion
Why am I
eyes.
gassed? Because he's going to your body.
Yeah, the body work, bro. Talk
Yeah.
talk about that body work.
We got to
Yo,
get
yeah.
to speaking of body rolls and things like that. We got to get to GGG.
He said body
Sorry.
rolls.
Body rolls, everything, man. We got to get to GGG and rolls.
Definitely. Triple
We can
G
give
would.
it.
Yeah, we can
what's
give
that?
it a bit, man.
We can give it the
definitely-
Hove. The Hove. I only got 1 bar for you. GGG by KO.
Damn,
that's all I gotta say.
You say you didn't even like to predict KOs.
Hey, GGG by KO. GGG. I don't like predicting KOs, but unfortunately, GGG is like the most accurate bet in the world fighting a guy that's not a champion fighter. It's guaranteed he's gonna knock this dude out.
because he's fought so many like C to D level dudes, and
His is punch placement, man. That's one thing I like about GGG. He has great punch placement, man.
I've been calling him Drake's bodyguard, and I don't see how he'll make it past 3 rounds.
I'm betting on the underdog. Fuck that.
Hey man,
underdog.
if you hit on this one, I'd be buying drinks for motherfuckers if Triple G loses to Steve Rolls.
Oh man,
I'd be buying
coming over
Rolls Royces. Like shit.
GGG ain't fought since what?
He haven't fought
since Canelo fucked him up.
That's true. That's true. He hasn't.
He ain't been around a minute.
The fight was a week before Joshua Povetkin, right?
Oh yeah,
right.
So he's been out the ring for 9 years. So maybe Steve Rose can make it interesting. I don't know.
Do you predict it goes long enough to where we can see a Triple G trying to implement anything new?
No.
Nope.
I don't know. I think that the way that GGG, and I said that before he fought Canelo, which was my reasons why I thought Canelo would win the rematches, because I thought Canelo would be more skilled. I think GGG lost all of his skill as far as his technical boxing, fighting with Abel Sanchez. Like when I used to watch old footage of GGG, he was more of on his toes, more of a, back foot boxer. And so when he fought with Abel Sanchez, he turned into nothing but a storm forward, volume puncher machine. And so I like to see how he fights Steve Rose. I wouldn't mind if he goes back and shows something different, because he's not going to ever beat Canelo just walking towards Canelo, throwing punches at him. He's going to have to actually try to box with Canelo, even though it seems that he can't. I don't know, man. Right. You don't have GGG's Olympic pedigree or amateur pedigree and not be able to box and have boxing talent.
Yeah, that's true. I want to see how Pat felt about this fight as well.
I mean, basically what it is, he's just going to see what Triple G. Basically, it's going to be. I mean, everyone's going to watch to see what Triple G has left after the Canelo fight, or curiosity factor of who Steve Rose is. And I mean, pretty much. I mean, from the videos that I've seen with him and Jonathan Banks, it's just going more or less. We're going to see what he's going to do and implement what Banks has taught him against Rose. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to last, but that's pretty much that's what that's going to be. That's it. It's basically it's a showcase. That's exactly what it is. It's a showcase fight. And then to something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say about it besides that. Triple G by knockout.
Yeah, me either. But I can't see anything Steve Rose can do, so I'll be surprised.
To be fair, I mean, a week ago we were all saying that Anthony Joshua was going to end Andy Ruiz within 4 rounds or 6 rounds, or whatever. So you never know.
I don't know, man. GGG, a little different. GGG, even though he lost to Canelo, that was a close fight too. So no matter how good we think Canelo is, a 36-year-old GGG fought him tooth and nail in 2 fights. So however good Canelo is, GGG is almost just as good. So I can't see a Steve Rose. Like Anthony Joshua, not like comparing them, but just skill-wise, GGG is just a different level at middleweight, especially against a not champ.
And remember, it's going to be at 164 if y'all feel that's going to have any kind of relevancy. But yeah, it won't be at it won't be at 160 either.
No, I don't know. It is at Madison Square Garden. Are we going to have back-to-back massacres? I don't know.
That'd be interesting.
The only massacre that I see on the card is just seeing the prospect Madrimov on there, he's the only one I'm interested in. Since I almost saw him kill somebody right in front of me. So he's on that card, and I know he's been calling out Munguia, so he's the only prospect on there I actually want to see. So other than that's the only fight
Well, shout out to Marcus McDaniel, who's also fighting on that card out of New Orleans. He's not a prospect, but he's a survivor multiple times. He's been stabbed and shot, so he's fighting on that card. So shout out to him. Y'all can follow him at Boxer504.
Right, and also shout out to the
Definitely.
Ohio player Charles Conwell. Also,
Oh, he
Yeah,
fighting on there
man.
too?
Yeah, he's fighting on that
Yeah.
card too.
Okay. Yeah, shout out to him.
Definitely got to get that.
So yeah, there's a whole bunch of prospects on it. I mean, that's your DAZN card. It has a whole bunch of prospects on the other card. So, may see some faith, may just see things as status quo. But that's really about the Triple G card.
After these last couple weeks,
I don't
even
know.
mind
Right.
GGG fighting Steve Rose. He fights somebody better. He might have lost. You never know. Andre might have put off the upset or something. Like the way that boxing is going, when we see him fights with the top dogs in them. You know what I'm saying? The upset of the year so far is AB losing to Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, did Charles Martin win his fight this year?
Of course.
I think he did.
Yeah, no upsets there.
Of course, dog. You know we lining up to
Of
be that
course.
wild and mandatory, man. You know we coming for that belt. But no, I just wanted to get to our last topic. News came out today that the Charlo Harrison rematch will not be taking place. What was it? Harrison has an apparent ankle injury.
Yeah, he's going on surgery for that.
He got a torn ligament.
Right, and then didn't Charlo mention something that this fight has to happen within the next 4 months anyway? Still, is that something that he has that could be enforced, or
was that pre or post injury?
No. He's out to the end of the year, or almost to the end of the year.
Yeah, exactly.
right? Okay.
And I don't see Tony Harrison actually going to go in the ring with Charlo after all that time.
Right.
Well, he tweeted, y'all. I mean, he said that he'll be back by the end of the year and that he will fight Charlo and he will win again. So he said it's a difference between being hurt and being injured. He said, being a champion now, he can't push his body through stuff that he used to. He felt like, if he would have went into this fight with what he had, I guess he had a torn ligament in his ankle or something. He said and nobody would have gave a fuck if he would have lost, right? So I mean. People trying to say he ducking and all that, but you know what I mean? I was looking forward to seeing the fight. Obviously, I had all my shit in place to go see it, but now it's Charlo versus Cota.
Yeah.
Yo, people say that he's ducking. That's unfortunate. But I wish they could have got someone better than Jorge Cota for the replacement.
Who else gonna fight Charlo on 2 weeks' notice?
I mean, Andy Ruiz might. Fuck it.
Nah, man. You ain't trying to face a peak prime angry Jermell Charlo who was training for Tony Harrison.
Man,
only 2 weeks notice.
Man, Jermell Charlo's gonna lose to Tony Harrison when they rematch.
Nah, man. You don't even believe he lost the first time.
Yeah, he didn't even lose the first fight for real.
He's gonna get outboxed and lose 7-5. Charlo's already in his feelings, and he's got probably 6 more months to be there. No,
I don't know, man. Listen, man. Jermell Charlo been real quiet. He been real low. He ain't been saying nothing. He ain't been on Instagram. He ain't been on Twitter. He ain't been on tour like he was when he lost his belt. Remember, he used to be going on tour with Chris Brown and all that, man. Dude been locked in the dungeon, quiet, focused. So,
I mean,
I already thought he won the first fight anyway. So
that could be one thing, or it could be. I mean, it probably is what you're talking about. But the last time that I've seen an interview with Jamal Charlo, or whichever the one, Diet Charlo, Leonard Ellerby had to go in there and gas him up in the middle of the interview. Charlo forgot what he was, what his confidence was all about. And I think that Tony Harrison is living rent-free in his head.
I don't know.
I don't know. Are you saying that because
my eyes?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you can say it, Mo. I'm just
I'm saying, are you saying rent-free due to because he felt that he lost to Tony Harrison, or he got cheated against him?
So from everything, and so let me preface this by saying that what's it called? Boxing is the most brutal sport that there still is, right? It's a gladiator sport, and when you show emotional weakness of any kind, and Diet Charlo was a little teared up after he got robbed or whatever. And then Tony Harrison has been, I mean, at least up until now, had been talking aggressive shit to Jermel. Yeah, he's been talking aggressive shit. What did he say to him? Didn't he call him a fucking cornball and a chump like multiple times? And so the reason that I say that he's living in Jermel Charlo's head is because Jermel has got to be so furious and so pissed off that when they do eventually fight, I think Diet Charlo is going to go in strictly off emotion.
Well, I would say this: if Jermel Charlo was letting Tony Harrison get to his head by calling him those type of names, and excuse me, I'm trying to get to the lemon haze now to mix it. Tony Harrison is from Detroit.
Yeah.
And if y'all don't know, that's the home of not only the Motor City, that's where the Motor Mouths are. You're not gonna out-talk somebody from the Midwest, especially from Detroit. You know what I mean? And you see how Floyd talk, he from Michigan. You see how James Toney talk, he from Michigan. You see how Clarissa Shields talk, she's from Michigan. You see how Andre Durrell talk, he's from Michigan. And Anthony Durrell. I can go on and on and on. Like, that's what people do here. They talk real crazy. And with Tony Harrison, with Jermel Charlo, if he wants to get caught up in those games like a war of words, he's not going to win that. So I thought he was being, like I said, real calm, real cool, and focused heading into the fight. Personally, I didn't think that he was had anything crazy going on.
Tony Harrison got the upper hand right now. He's supposed to talk.
Yeah, for sure.
And Jermel, I mean, like you were saying, Jermel should do what he's doing and shut the fuck up and do his thing and train his ass off and go ahead and beat him. You know what I mean? That's pretty much all there is.
I mean, yeah, you can't talk with a Midwest cat for real. That's what we do. It's cold up here, man. You know it's cold. We from the Midwest.
Man.
It's cold. We ain't got nothing to do.
Hey,
we
man.
Talk trash. Him calling him a cornball, that ain't nothing but sport. Jermel Charlo shouldn't even take that to heart. But
so the thing is, I know cats from Houston. I know cats from Texas, especially Houston. And cats from Houston don't get down like that when they're getting disrespected. So my whole thing is, when Jermel came out and he was like, bruh, I don't even play video games because I don't like to lose. And then Tony Harrison is playing off his every single fucking word. Regardless if you call him a cornball or like a more advanced disc or a less advanced disc, like he's using Charlo's own words against him. So all that being said, since they'll probably have another 4 to 6 months before they fight, like I said, I just think Tony Harrison is in Charlo's head. And I think that will cause Charlo to headhunt again, which will cause him to miss a lot of punches and lose.
But you don't think his trainer, Derek James, is aware of that? And that's exactly why he lost the first fight. You think he's going to lose it the same way because of his emotions? He lost. I mean, that's kind of not saying he lost the fight, but that's why he had trouble in that fight. He had trouble boxing in there with Harrison.
The first time,
I think in the first fight, he came in expecting a quick knockout. That was the huge issue. But, I mean, if you go back and you watch that fight, Derek James was literally screaming at Jermel in the 11th, and I don't know if it was the 11th, but at least the 12th, that you need a fucking knockout to win this shit. And, you know, you can have the best trainer in the world, and to quote Mike Tyson, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. So, you know, we'll see. I hope that Tony Harrison keeps talking shit during his injured time, because that'll be entertaining at least.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. It's Tony Harrison, man. I'm sorry. Like I said, like I got to do the P here, man. It's Tony Harrison, man. Like, it's hard to really be like, yeah, because even if he don't fight Jermell Charlo. Jarrett Hurd gonna beat him again. Even if he don't fight Jarrett Hurd, somebody else gonna beat him.
J-Rock.
Shit, Willie Nelson gonna give him that work again. Like, I don't know, man. I just look at Tony Harrison like a guy that's. I look at him kind of like Andy Ruiz, a guy that's just holding the belt in transition right now. I'm gonna start calling them the transporters.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start calling these guys
or
the guys that I don't
transition
believe are real
champ,
champs. Like, I just believe that they're transporters from one champ to the other.
So I kind of got a question about that. So if they're transporters and they just are holding the belt for a short
Get it
period
from
of
one
time,
destination to the other.
yeah, right, for sure. Point A to point B. If they're just holding the belts for the interim,
That's a whole.
what does it say about the dudes that they belts from?
Hey, they robbed Jermell Charlo from. To me, I didn't see Jermell Charlo lose that fight, so I can't say he lost the fight. As far as Joshua to Andy Ruiz, they rematch it. I'm picking Joshua in the rematch.
I'm mad you called them the transporters.
You mean
Yeah,
Charles Martin?
all the cats. I'm calling
These guys,
it ain't just.
these guys are
That's the name for all
these guys are transitional champions. They're about to have like
they transition champions.
They're about to have Mick Foley like runs. Get the belt and then drop it like 2 months later.
Right.
Only for one person. Drop it 2 months later.
Yeah, the transporters, man. That's what they are, man. These champs, I just can't, because I don't know. In order for me to consider you not a real champ, because of course, once you get a WBA, WBC, WBO, or IBF championship around your waist, you are a real champion. Unless you're just a regular champion, because then you're just a regular nigga. But
And the interim champion, and then the other champion, and the international champion.
Right. But if I look at you and I'm like, if it's 4 champions in the division and I don't have you as 1 or 2, I don't really look at you that like you that dude. Like Jaime Munguia. Same thing with him. I don't put him on the same plateau as I was putting Jermell Charlo even now, or Jarrett Hurd even now. Like, I'm not gonna say Tony Harrison ain't at risk to lose his belt to Erislandy Lara. I'm not gonna say that, because I think that that's still a high risk. No matter who he fights, he's at a high risk to lose in his next fight. They're transporters. Until they show me different, that it is what it is. It ain't on me. I don't get in the ring. They do. Prove it.
One of the transporters that you're talking about is Andy Ruiz, and if you guys checked his social media over the past since he beat the shit out of Anthony Joshua, gave him a concussion, gave him a panic attack, made him leave the United States in a disgraceful way. He said on his Instagram that he has a hit list of all the quote-unquote championship heavyweights. What do you guys think about that?
Well,
Yeah, he had AJ on there, Wilder, Fury, Big Baby.
No. Jarrell Miller. He ain't Big Baby anymore. Jarrell Miller.
Right. The PD baby.
Yep.
I mean, he got the win over Joshua, but I think that's as far as it goes. I mean, it's nice to have a hit list and all that, and revel in the
you gotta
short-lived success. Right.
I mean, pretty much the only person
talk.
Pretty much the only person who he's not going to fight is Joseph Parker, and that's just because he's just returning the favor. Because Joseph Parker has a rematch too. That's from his own mouth.
Pat, didn't you say something like the IBF may be first up?
Yeah, it all depends on
always
at the WBO. I think the WBO has to be the first mandatory up to bat for him.
That would be.
He could beat Ortiz out of all of them guys. I think Fury would outbox him, and I think Wilder would eventually land the shot on him to knock him out. But I think he could beat. That's why I said I think he could beat Ortiz.
Then there's the IBF. Pull-up is the IBF mandatory, I believe. So like that's what I was saying last night. This could be a situation like with Fury. When Fury beat Klitschko, he had all the belts, and then he had to drop the IBF belt because he had to face his mandatory, who I forgot who what was at the time, and then Joshua had to get him to with I'm sorry, Joshua, Klitschko hit the rematch, so he had to lose a belt, and then he lost all the belts because of all the fuckery that came afterwards. I could see that situation where, okay, well, he needs to fight his mandatories, and then Joshua comes with the rematch, and now he's got to drop belts. So I could see them doing that just to keep belts away from the PBC camp.
Wait. Hold on just 1 second. After Fury dropped the belt, after the IBF forced him to, they took the belt away from him after he beat Klitschko. Wasn't that the wave god, Charlie Mack?
No, he was two. Glasscoff was the first, wasn't the mandatory.
Okay, Glasscoff was number one.
Yeah, that's who it was, yeah.
And Wave God was number 2. And we were blessed with that beautiful Anthony Joshua Charles Martin fight.
Yep.
Man, the only thing that was beautiful about that fight, as far as
shoulder
besides Anthony Joshua's KO, was Charles Martin trash talk leading up to the fight. Other than that, man, the fact that man came out with the John Stockton zone, man, I ain't know what he was up. I knew he was gonna lose when he came out with the John Stocktons, man. How you the wave guy rocking the John Stocktons? We gotta talk. We gotta get Charles Martin on the show.
Hey, Leon. No, hold on. Let me ask you something, Leon.
Yeah.
Based off what we saw from what we saw from Anthony Joshua this past Saturday, would Andre Ward have beaten him?
Andre Ward?
I mean, I don't know, man.
Remember that talk? Remember that talk? I'm just saying. Remember that talk? He wanted to go to heavyweight. Remember that? I'm just saying, based off that.
If Ward was able to naturally put on some natural size, and maybe it took him some years, I mean, he'll easily outbox him. But I don't think so. I don't know, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Right?
Leon, hold up. What if it was Usyk though? In his
Usyk is gonna beat this dude, man. He don't want to be in there with Usyk.
First fight.
Usyk gonna beat all them dudes, man.
Pretty much.
Injured.
It's just a matter of time when. It just matters if that bicep
Wilder stay away from Usyk.
Usyk will get all of them problems though. He'll get Wilder problems too.
Yeah. Usyk beats them all.
Yeah, he may be too small, but you know the thing is, just like Chris Berg, it's not about how tall you are. It's going to be about the skill and the fact that Deontay Wilder swings so wild. I think Usyk will be able to definitely slip a lot of his punches and just beat him strictly on points. All you have to do is stay away from the right hand, tie up on the inside with Wilder. Wilder has chicken legs. He ain't big enough to stop you from clinching them and pushing them around the ring. What's going to happen? I wouldn't even put. You know what? Honestly, I wouldn't even put past Deontay Wilder actually losing to a John Ruiz, man, back in the days, because of the way John Ruiz fought.
Okay, hold up. What about
I think a guy that can smother Wilder would easily beat him because he's too skinny.
Alexander Holyfield.
Anybody that came and roughed Deontay Wilder up would beat him.
So you would pick Holyfield over Wilder?
I pick anybody that can wrestle Deontay Wilder around the ring to beat him. He's too slim. You can't be that small. Yeah, you got the right hand. You definitely had the right hand, but you have to land the right hand.
Yeah.
You have to land it too.
6'7", 230.
We seen how Tyson Fury was hanging on him and damn near escaped with the W. He did land the right hand, but what if you don't?
Yep.
Fury made Klitschko look foolish too, and he got all the sides.
Fury humiliated Klitschko.
I don't know, man.
I just think Fury is a different man. That's why when I think about him in hindsight, it's like, man, that dude would give any of these guys problems. He's hard to hit. But the thing is, like as soon as Wilder get in there with somebody like Brazil, it's detonation, bro. Like nobody's moving their head like that. So that's why I'm looking at the Joshua fight. Like, man, if Wilder was to get in the ring with this dude, it's a wrap.
It would have been over quick.
The opening is there. It's there. And Wilder actually jabs, and he can measure you with his jab before he throw the right hand.
Yeah. So the way that I kind of look at Tyson Fury is, y'all remember like a couple years ago when Charlie Sheen was going crazy, like smoking crack, talking all that shit, talking like he had Tiger's blood in him.
Yeah,
And how he was winning. And how he was winning.
Yeah, Tyson Fury has fucking gypsy blood, except that shit ain't no joke. It may be
I just
filled
think
with
it's because he's
AIDS,
6'9",
but I don't
man.
know.
What you
I
think?
just think it's because he's 6. I just think it's because he's 6'9" and so big. Other than that, I don't. After watching Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder, I didn't see anything that made me think that he's like elite actually, because I thought that Deontay Wilder looked so bad.
So was you thinking it was you're saying more bad day at the office?
I thought that Tyson Fury looked as good as he could look. I thought that Deontay Wilder looked extremely sloppy. He gassed. He looked like he could not throw a straight punch to save his life. And Tyson Fury still was only good enough to get the draw. I mean, I know it was the knockouts, but I just thought that a fighter that has real elite skill at heavyweight would have made more distance, would have made Deontay Wilder look silly, for example. I don't think a fighter, and y'all know this is my thing, even though I'm a Bomb Squad fan, a Deontay Wilder fan, I say the same thing all the time, especially to Matisse Mafia. I do not think a fighter who is not that skilled.
Right.
I'm gonna let that finish.
Yeah.
I don't think a fighter who's not that skilled, who only has power, it's just that dude. I just don't.
Yeah.
I just don't. I think anybody that can take your punch can beat you. It's too easy. And we almost seen it. We were one round away from it. That's just too difficult.
Yep.
Well, it's about that
Shit.
time.
Yeah, I was just about to say, man, if anybody didn't got anything else they want to add to tonight's convo, man, I think this is a good stopping point until we
Yes,
reconvene again. But
yeah, we go around the table.
Yeah. I'll just I'll kick it off, I guess, man. It's your boy Maul, man. You can follow me at Boxing Brews on Twitter and Brews_and_boxing on Instagram. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we fuck with y'all, man, because without y'all we wouldn't be here. So that's all I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Smoke. I just want to give a quick shout out to all the people that seem to be reappearing in the chat. So shout out to my boy Trick, shout out to Pat Rose, shout out to Mook and Ahmed and whoever else may be there. Thank you for tuning in. And just kind of like I've been on the past few casts, just tomorrow do something kind for someone that you don't know. Pay it forward. And say a kind word to Anthony Joshua. He's probably going through some hell right now. He's been lauded up since he started boxing, and he literally just got the shit beat out of him. So say a kind word for him and his family, and hopefully he's okay. It's your boy Smoke. Holla.
What's good, y'all? It's Pat Scorpio, the New England representative. And yes, I also like to acknowledge Muhammad Ali's. It's been 3 years since the greatest passed away, and he's still the greatest, bar none. And the world is a lesser place without him. But there, you guys know how to find me. I'm everywhere. Pat Scorpio. Just type in your Google search PAT, and then the rest will fill you in. You know what I'm saying? And this weekend, like I said, if you don't want to watch Triple G, you can watch Oscar Valdez fight his soft touch again, and hopefully the soft touch doesn't break his jaw again. So that's all. That's all I have to say. Love, peace, and soul. Pat Scorpio, I'm out.
Thanks.
What up, y'all? What up, y'all? It's your boy P. You already know where you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Bodega Boxing. And I got nothing else to say, so I'm not giving all that love, peace, and happiness shit because I'm doom and gloom sometimes when I want to be, and I want to be doom and gloom, so fuck everybody.
You need to get some truth in your life.
Change your perspective, my brother.
I'm just fucking around.
Make it a progressive life.
Somebody's gotta bring balance to the force.
Take us home, homie.
What up, y'all? It's Leon. Shout out to Ringside Rave, everybody in the chat, and all the people listening right now. Y'all continue to support Ringside Rave. Follow at the Champ site on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. I'll holla at y'all.
Hey, News,
What
can I say one thing before you take it back?
Go ahead, Smoke.
Hey, so I just want to say, after all our homies did our shout outs and all of that, stay up with all of us. We're all part of the Ringside Rave media network, but we all got our own individual pages. We got our own individual thoughts. So stay up with each of us, whether it be at Champside, at Bodega Boxing, at Ringside Rave, at Big Pat, at Free Smoke Boxing, at Bruising Boxing. Stay up, because we all different. We all got our own thing. And we not all doom and gloom. We all positive motherfuckers. So, News, take us home, homie.
Oh no, man! You took the words out of my mouth, man. It's your boy News representing Ringside Rave all day. Y'all know what it is with me, man. Another beautiful episode of the Fade Hour, episode 57. Like Smoke said, make sure y'all hit the subscribe on Ringside Rave. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and Spotify. Unfortunately, iTunes is down. I just seen the news, so I'm gonna definitely have to update that info. But you can definitely still catch us on Twitter, YouTube, and Spotify. Also, follow Free Smoke Boxing, Champside, Bodega Boxing, Bruising Boxing, Bigger Pat. Follow all of us, man. At the end of the day, this is just the beginning.
Hey,
Um,
man.
You know what I mean? Like this is like, let me see, how would I describe it? This is like listening to you know
Yo,
what I
this
mean?
is
Like
like,
the
listen,
Beatles demo
Wu
tapes or something.
The
to
Whoop.
Wu Tang's demo tape.
Man, I ain't even a Wu fan, man. I'm more of a 3-6 fan. This like listening to 3-6 chapter
Yeah.
1.
Well, you might
You
as
know
well
what I
go
mean?
cash money with it then.
This like listening to Get It
Hot
How You
Boys.
Live Volume 1.
Yo,
Right.
No, I'm going back to 96 with it.
You
Get It How
did.
You Live Volume 1. That's
real
what we're gonna
quick.
get it how
Not
you live.
not even 1 year ago, Champson and I were actually at the Mikey fight, and we were just talking shit. And a year later, my boy Champside interviewing Eddie Hearn. So prepare yourselves. We coming.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. The wave's gonna keep coming. And with that
Yep.
said, man, I'm gonna let y'all go to bed, get some rest. We'll be back on Friday. It's a new thing, man. New era, new day here at Ringside Rave, man. Mondays, we're gonna do our recaps. Fridays, we're gonna basically go over the whole fight week. And that way we get enough time and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to rebuild back up the energy. Because y'all know how it is in boxing sometimes. It's slow. So in order to alleviate that, we do something to make it work. With that being said, this your boy News. This is Ringside Rave. We'll see y'all on Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern time, and we out.
One.
Peace.
Peace.